The night unfolded like a carefully layered boxing drama, each bout adding tension and texture to a fight card that promised far more than just wins and losses. From the opening bell, it was clear this was not simply a collection of matchups, but a proving ground where careers were tested, momentum was built or shattered, and the spotlight steadily narrowed toward the IBF lightweight world title clash between Muratalla and Andy Cruz. Every fight carried its own stakes, its own rhythm, and its own story, creating a sense that the entire evening was moving toward something inevitable. The card began with urgency, setting the tone immediately as Zaquin Moses stepped into the ring against Leandro Medina. Moses, training alongside elite company and showing the polish of a fighter groomed for bigger stages, wasted no time establishing control. Medina came forward with the intent to crowd, grind, and impose physical pressure, but intent alone was not enough. Moses' movement was sharp and deliberate, his defense almost frustratingly clean as he forced Medina to swing at nothing but air. Each miss drained Medina's confidence while feeding Moses' composure. The precision culminated in a knockdown that felt less like a surprise and more like the natural result of superior timing and athleticism. Even when Medina tried to rally with bodywork and physical exchanges, Moses stayed poised, slipping, countering, and dictating the pace until the decision felt inevitable. By the final bell, Moses looked like a fighter who had not only won, but announced himself. That momentum carried directly into the next contest, where unbeaten prospect Amari Jones continued building his reputation as a dangerous presence. From the opening seconds, Jones' power demanded respect. Baxter felt it almost immediately, caught by a shot that disrupted his balance and sent a message through the ring. To his credit, Baxter showed toughness, pressing forward and trying to turn the fight into a gritty exchange, but every attempt came with a cost. Jones' timing was sharp, his counters clean, and his jab surprisingly destructive. Even when Baxter landed a heavy overhand that momentarily shifted the energy, Jones responded with control rather than panic. He picked his moments, punished openings, and gradually reasserted dominance. The fight became a test of durability versus precision, and precision won. Jones left the ring still undefeated, his knockout streak intact in spirit if not in stoppage, and his aura as a rising threat very much alive. As the card progressed, the emotional weight deepened with the return of Israil Madrimov, a fighter seeking redemption after back-to-back losses against elite opposition. This was not just about winning a fight, it was about proving he still belonged among the best. His opponent, Salazar, made that task anything but simple. Salazar absorbed clean shots that would have discouraged lesser fighters and continued pressing forward, refusing to show respect even when Madrimov landed flush. For long stretches, it felt like Madrimov was stuck between gears, landing well but unable to create the separation or fear needed to finish the fight. The tension built as rounds passed, with questions forming about whether Madrimov could summon something extra when it mattered most. Late in the fight, he finally surged, stepping on the gas and forcing Salazar backward. The arena sensed a possible stoppage, but fatigue and resistance collided. In the end, it was not a dramatic finish, but a hard-earned decision that spoke volumes. Madrimov did not dominate, but he endured, and sometimes survival is its own form of victory. The bout between Khalil Coe and Jesse Hart added another layer of complexity to the night, blending experience with youth and raising uncomfortable questions about pacing and endurance. Early on, Hart's movement and energy suggested control, but as the fight wore on, the balance shifted. Coe's physicality and persistence began to sap Hart's gas tank, and what once looked smooth started to look labored. The exchanges became heavier, slower, and more punishing. Hart appeared exhausted, yet somehow convinced he had done enough, while Coe seemed unsure whether to press or coast. The fight drifted into uneasy territory, where effort, perception, and reality blurred together. When the decision came, it felt less like a celebration and more like a lesson. For one fighter, preparation, and the thin line between victory and regret. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most layered fight cards in recent memory, let your voice be heard. Which fight stood out to you the most, and did you agree with the decisions in the biggest moments of the night? Where do you think Muratalla goes next as champion, and how do you see Andy Cruz responding to this setback? Drop your thoughts below, and if you want more cinematic breakdowns like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay locked in for the next story the fight game gives us.